So once in a while, a movie comes along that touches our hearts, it enriches our lives, it speaks to us and inspires us to be better people. Then there are times you get movies like Collateral Beauty, which are quite simply just absolute cinematic abominations that make me question whether or not I should delete my YouTube channel and never set foot in a cinema again. So this is a drama directed by David Frankel, and it stars an ensemble cast of Academy Award nominees and winners. We've got Will Smith, Kate Winslet, Edward Norton, Michael Pena, Naomi Harris, just to name a few. And, well, look, here's the thing. If you're going into this movie, judging by what you've seen in the trailer, you are going to be seriously disappointed. Now, not long ago I did a video about how angry I am that these days trailers are just full of lies. I mean, you know, the way that studios cut trailers, we either see a lot of scenes that don't end up in the movie, or we get a completely different film to what was marketed. And I have never seen a more obvious case than this one. So here's the plot according to what you've seen in the trailer. Will Smith is an advertising executive named Howard who is going through a period of grief after the loss of his daughter. He's visited by the physical embodiments of death, time, and love, who visit him in order to help him find peace in his life and become a better person. Sounds great, doesn't it? Now I'm going to tell you what the actual plot of this movie is, because it's not a spoiler to me, because they're just blatantly lying to you. I'm going to tell you what the actual plot is, because you need to know this stuff. Now, if you want to go and see the movie based on what you've seen in the trailer, fine, go ahead. Good luck to you. But here's what the movie is really about. So yeah, Will Smith plays an advertising executive named Howard who is going through a period of grief after the loss of his daughter, and this guy is really grieving. I mean, he's seriously losing it. As a result, his work performance is suffering and the company is losing big time. So the company is going to be bought out, but he doesn't want to give it up. Now his colleagues, played by Edward Norton, Kate Winslet, and Michael Pena, yeah, they want out. They want to sell this thing. Anyway, they decide that it's a great idea to make him look batshit insane. Because if he's mentally incompetent to run the company, then he's out of here. So what they do is they hire 3 actors to play death, love, and time, because he's been writing these letters to these concepts in order to express his grief, and as a means to help his situation, they hire these 3 in order to confront him on the street, hire a private investigator to film these occurrences of him talking to these people. They digitally remove them from the footage, so he's left standing there talking to absolutely nobody, as a way of getting evidence that he is mentally unfit to run this company. I'm not kidding. These people are absolute scum. These people who are supposedly his best friends and his work family are doing this to him. And oh my god, it's horrible. Just like this freaking movie. I mean, okay, it starts off, the opening scene, we have Will Smith giving a motivational speech to his work colleagues and stuff, a room full of people, and so we know who he is, we know what he does, etc. And then, no joke, it cuts to a black screen with 3 years later. Then we cut to Will Smith and he's all mopey and depressed and he's playing with dominoes. We only learn about his daughter through a bunch of really awful exposition with people sitting around talking about what happened to him. We don't even see the daughter until later on. There is zero emotional connection or any sort of sympathy towards him. We're supposed to feel for this guy that he's lost his daughter and stuff, but how can we when we don't even know who she was or what their relationship was like or anything? And it was off to a really bad start. And it didn't get much better. The whole movie was just awful. There were some shots that just really had me scratching my head. Some really poor shot choices, like the composition was off and it kind of takes you out of the scene, like, you know, what were they thinking there? Aside from that, there were some glaring continuity issues, such as one bit where Will Smith's having a conversation with Time in the middle of the street and he throws his bike down because he rides a push bike around town, throws his bike down, he's yelling at the guy, etc., and then just storms off, leaving his bike in the middle of the street. And yeah, sure enough, later in the movie, he's riding his bike again. The sentimentality in the movie was just way too forced. Nothing came natural. I didn't feel any connection with the characters. I didn't care about anybody. I get what they were trying to achieve with the movie. I mean, the whole thing about connectivity and people's lives, etc. But it didn't work. It failed miserably. But, credit where it's due, Will Smith's performance wasn't actually too bad. I mean, the script kind of seemed like it was written by a 5-year-old. And what he was doing with the dialogue, look, his performance wasn't too bad. Naomi Harris as well, who plays a character named Madeline, who was the leader of a counseling group for people who have lost a child, she was okay as well. So I'm sitting there watching this movie, I'm thinking, look, maybe I'll give it a 0.5 based on Will Smith's performance. Until it got to the ending. Oh man, I don't, normally I try not to swear in my YouTube reviews because I know there's some younger people who watch, but oh boy, I don't know how I'm going to get through this without using a lot of F words. So the ending features a bunch of twists. And these twists utterly killed the movie. Now, I'm not going to spoil anything, so don't worry about that. But for starters, we had one twist which involved Will Smith plus another person who was a part of his past, a fairly important part of his past. And oh wow, it just seemed so forced. It just seemed like they were trying to throw a twist in there just to seem clever. And it flopped big time. I mean, seriously, it was one of those twists that instead of making you go, oh, it left you going, really? Then comes a twist involving some other characters in the film. And look, it's not something that really added anything to the story. Oh god, it just made things even more confusing because, okay, I can kind of see where they're going with it, but it opened up a whole bunch of plot holes throughout the film, which I can't really get into because spoilers, but it was just bad. It was really, really bad. In primary school, when you write a story and you sort of, write this big thing and some fantastical scenario, and then you end it with, and then I woke up and it was all a dream. The ending of this movie is the cinematic equivalent to that kind of storytelling. It was so bad, and oh man, it just made me angry. I walked out of that film I wanted to kick something. I wanted to go and see a doctor to get my eyes checked because I'm pretty sure this movie gave them cancer. I mean, my god, it's only January. We're only a couple of weeks in and I already think I have found the worst movie of 2017 because I seriously hope nothing else in this entire year is as bad as Collateral Beauty. I am giving this absolutely stinking pile of crap a 0 out of 10. So if you've seen Collateral Beauty, and I really hope you haven't, I hope you didn't actually pay money to go and see this thing, let me know what you thought of it. If you liked the movie, let's get a discussion going. Tell me why you liked the movie. I'm not going to be convinced. I'm pretty stuck in my opinion of this thing, but yeah, let's see what you thought of it. So drop me some comments either here or on Facebook. All my social media links are down in the description below. Because I like to talk about movies, including ones like this, and I would love to talk about movies with you. I'll see you next time.
Click subscribe to stay up to date with all the latest movie reviews. Skynet will be taking over any day now, so what have you got to lose? Nyah.